What's up, family? It's your boy Uccikhan. You know what it is, activist, author, father. I kind of want to talk to you today about this father thing, right? Share with fathers and parents in general. You know, I had my first boy when I was 40 years old. So when people say, you know, you're a great father and this, that, and the other, and it's like, I appreciate it and I have to agree, but it's like, I would hope so at this point. Like, I'm sure if I would have had my baby at 16, it wouldn't be the same. But at 40, after then experiencing and going through what I done went through in my personal life without my father, watching my homeboys and cousins and 1,000 young black boys just like me go through the same thing, you know, I should somewhat have a bead on this thing, right? But today, and I'm gonna do a couple of these. Like, one I'm gonna do on discipline. And I just want to say a little bit about that. It'll be the next, but I want to talk about, I hear people, don't holler at your children, and I'm like, what type of men are we raising? But that's a groove to a different song, right? Today we want to talk about, so I wrote my son a book when he was conceived, to my unborn seed, right? And it was basically my feelings, my fears, my hopes, and my thoughts. But I made a statement in the book that I've been getting a little flack about, like, you know, you spoiling this boy to death and whatnot. But in the book I say, you know, you're born rich to a poor father. You're born rich to a poor father. So what is value? That's kind of the thing that we have to define. Like, your perception of value would, you know, ultimately go over into the child's perception of value. So, you know, what is value? What is wealth? What do I mean when I say rich? So, you know, a little bit of it, I could admit it, you know, it might be, you know, due to the fact that I missed a lot and didn't experience a lot and didn't have a father. Maybe I could possibly be trying to redo it or relive through him. And, you know, if you don't get to a point where you're excessive in that vein, I don't see nothing wrong with that, especially if you know something was wrong with the way that you came up and you want to amend that, right? So I don't see nothing wrong with that. So spoiled, let me talk a little bit about what that means. You know, a lot of people think it's slick or something cute to say, I spoil my children, and when you think about spoiled milk, we don't want to drink that. So spoiled to me means no good or something that can't be used, right? So when I say, I don't really like the term spoiled, right? Because the question would be, when you give to a child, how are you giving? What do you expect? Do you expect the child to share? Do you expect the child to do a portion of work or have a role to play? Do you teach them how to clean up after they sell? So all of those things like factor in. Like, if you just giving and giving and giving and you're not trying to see something that makes sense in it, you never ever exercise no. Like, I exercise no. And it's hard to do because he may be asking for a balloon that costs $1 at the Dollar Tree, right? But you have to exercise no sometimes for the sake of no, right? So, you know, with that, and then, you know, a little bit about myself. If you read the book, The Passion of the Life, you know, I grew up two ways. I grew up, you know, with my grandmother in Chicago. I knew what it meant to have anything you desired. Then, you know, of course, back home, it was down hard. It was real, and you had to go it out and learn how to hold your stomach and rock out till tomorrow. So, you know, I've had both worlds, but I will say this about both worlds. I was poor, but I was rich. Even my mother, I remember my mother had me young, a teenager. I remember we would just, I don't know, you know, what happened or what was going on, but we would just up and leave everything and just like, you know, chapter 3 of the book, homeless. We just all over the place. And I remember having like boxes and boxes of toys in the basement full of toys, and we would just leave the stuff, and I would look up 6 months later and have it all over again, you know, like. So to have things, you know, I always knew what it was. Like me and El, we had everything, green machines and big wheels and Tonka trucks. And so I always said, you know, when I have a son, he will have all the sports stuff and all the ride-on toys. So we'll see how I fared in that regard in a second, right? So the first thing I want to talk about in defining wealth, in acquiring things, you know, what's the methods of receiving? A lot of children, so first let me say that children not born with taste. Children not born with having to shop at Macy's and having to wear Jordans. You know, children are born a blank page, right? So when we instill in wealth, we have to think about that, right? When we teach him what is value, right? So what is value? We can go through my man's room, right? So even though he got the bed, he don't sleep in the bed. Never have slept in the bed. I remember the doctor saying, I might get in trouble with the doctor said, but the doctor said, so you know it's very important that Jariah sleeps in his own bed. And I wanted to show him a picture in the camera where Jariah, this dog in my bed. And I'm like, oh yeah, he sleep in the bassinet, but never have. So I don't know, one day we'll use this, I hope, and yes, right? He potty trained by the grace of God. He got his little toilet. At nighttime, he can come cut the little light on and whatnot, use the bathroom. And then if you saw cribs, if you've seen HMI cribs, you kind of see how I live with the walls and things. So he definitely got life going on his walls. Things that's relative to his development, ABCs and 1, 2, 3s. He know all of those. We go over those. He a Batman, Justice League, Marvel Avenger. You think he one of the Avengers or whatnot? And I tell him you got more power than all of them, right? So let's talk a bit about toys. I was once told that children, when they playing, it's like they not playing, they kind of getting ready for their role in life. So little girls playing with dolls and tea sets and cooking and whatnot. She's actually preparing to become a mother, become a wife, right? So it's the same with boys. So if I feel if it's not relative to his development, then it's like I don't bring it around him. But so toy wise, I got a collection of swords. One of the ideas when I buy his stuff is I'm gonna buy him exactly what I have, with the hopes that he won't mess with my stuff, and it don't work. Tool bench, tools. Gotta have your tools, man. You can't be a young soldier if you ain't got no tools. He got a tool belt somewhere around here. Little hammer and glasses and whatnot. Who knows? Probably outside. But gotta have a tool bench, man. So one thing I do, if you watch cribs, is I'm a thrift store, garage sale, looking for that strange thing shopping type of guy, right? And I do the same thing for my baby boy. So now watch this. You shop for your son at the thrift store? Yeah. Then I got this sweet VTech computer for about $2. Yep, I had to tape it so that the batteries won't fall out of it, but it teaches the ABCs and the 1, 2, 3s, right? I have an extensive library. So my baby boy got to have an extensive library. So out the gate, and he got some more books, but you know, you gotta have some culture. Dr. Seuss, come on, man. And then look at the condition of these boys. Classic. I grew up on Dr. Seuss. You grew up on Dr. Seuss. Baby boy gotta have some Dr. Seuss in the building. Movies, Lion King, Mufasa, Simba, Scar. Profound measures in those movies, man. And just reading books with him, man, and spending time. We're gonna talk about time in a minute. But yeah, so he gotta get his library, and it'll grow with him, it'll grow with time, you know. He loves sports and basketball, as you will see, you know, throughout. I keep him up. Now watch this. If I called him right now and say, showed him pictures, he could tell you Dr. J, the GOAT, Jordan, right? Because I don't want to talk about these guys without talking about the legends and the foundation, right? So he know all the greats, right? And then it's just stuff, sports. So one thing we gotta know as parents, man, like I play basketball. The worst thing that I could possibly do is say, you gonna play basketball because daddy played basketball. What if he's a buster with the basketball and take to golf, right? You never know. So what I do when he watches sport and he get to trying to feel it and acting like he playing the sport, I cater to it. Football and your pads and your helmet and your baseball glove and I like real feeling stuff and real size, life size, because you don't want him to grow up playing with toys. I mean, how could I say it? It's like I want him to feel the real and grow and develop to master that thing, right? Don't get no illusion of no balloons or whatnot. So just toys, man. I did say, and this is where I kind of messed up at. I used to say my baby ain't gonna be playing with no action figures and imitations of life. Well, as you see, I wasn't able to stick to that. He got all the guys, man, and I tell him, boy, T'Challa and Killmonger is the leaders, man. Don't never ever forget who leading the pack, man. Killmonger is my favorite. Actually, that's mine. He think that's his, but that's really mine. So hold up, let me fix these, man. You gotta back up just a little bit. T'Challa and Killmonger, come on, step up to the front. Teach him how to see himself. Everybody think when they watch the movie that they the Black Panther. No, you will be the Gold Panther, African American. But toys, yeah. And a couple of these guys, Iron Man was his first one. He's a thrift store guy. The Hulk was a thrift store guy. They started it all, man. Spider-Man was a thrift store guy. And then you got to go online and find Falcon. He said, Dad, we got to go online. And we go online and we do what we got to do. So, Daddy, Uccikhan, heavy into music. It's only right. This is my baby studio. He come down here. I know you have seen videos. He got a real turntable. I broke it so he can't do no damage to himself. Gave him a couple old records. Again, hopefully with the thought that he'll leave my shit alone. My stuff. It doesn't work. But he be scratching, he be rapping, he be freestyling. He got about 5 microphones, Bluetooth microphone. Whole bunch of this, that, and the other, man. He love DJ No. He DJ No fan addict for sure. Basketball, it's a recurring, you'll see it everywhere. So let's talk real quick about clothes. Not only do you say you don't shop at thrift stores and whatnot, but I told a person, I said, my baby boy got some nice stuff, and he can't fit it no more. And they didn't say it, but the way they looked at me was as if to say, my son don't wear no hand-me-downs. And I'm like, okay, well, mine do. So keep that in mind, right? First of all, when someone extends something to you, to not receive it is kind of sort of blocking their blessing. So a part of giving and knowing how to give, you got to learn how to receive. So my baby got hand-me-downs. You got to think, I got 4 nephews that's right above him who flies ever. You think I don't want them polos, and you got to be crazy, man. So, but on another thing, how I shop for my boy is that he got the little pelly coat. I got a pelly coat, so he should have a pelly coat. However, he got the little Shoppers World shooter coat, right? So now, if it's a time and place for everything, then you gotta learn. He gotta learn how to dress accordingly. When we outside in the dirt, baby, we get dirty. When we put on our little vests and our bow ties and our hats, and we dress up with our suspenders on, we ain't playing no games. He don't even like to talk when he's sharp. We went to the Million Man March. He had the suspenders and the people talking, and he just looking at everybody like I can't. I'm not even on y'all page right now. But So this outfit is a 4T Kmart. He wear a 2T, well, going into a 3T. So one day, it may come, I remember Daddy poor. So he may grow up and Daddy may see something or whatever, Daddy ain't got no money. So when Daddy do got money, Daddy think about the days that may come when Daddy don't got no money. So I buy big clothes and big shoes, and one day he'll catch up to him. Shoes, I don't buy Jordans. I don't buy Jordans because I want you to be able to go to the court in some hard bottoms and shit on everybody. So I don't buy Jordans. He got some Jordans on a hand-me-down Dope Man Nice. I buy Dope Man Nice. That's what I would buy. I buy some shell toes, Adidas, or whatnot, but I don't buy Jordans. You could buy some Jordans. You can hand down some Jordans, but we don't buy Jordans. We're gonna buy Jariah's. He gonna have his own shoes. Yeah, so over here it's like, just like, he the youngest member of the Thoroughbreds. You know, it's a bike club, you know what I'm saying? We ride hard. He got his little bike, got some lights on it, but he's still gonna be riding with me till he about 3, 4, 5, 6. It depends. But he the model local clothes, KC36, that Detroit Smile brand, HMI onesie, official. You know, it's my guy, man. So yeah, you know, he been in 2 music videos, tried to get him in a movie, that Detroit Snake. How old is too young, man, to start saying, you know, my baby want to be involved, man. He 2 years old and he active out here, you know, and that's what it is. You get him accustomed to that work, man, accustomed to, you know, resourcing and networking, man, because again, that's what Daddy do. You know, and it's so sad that we so materialistic that, you know, brothers run when they feel that they ain't got money and whatnot. They feel like I can't even be a good father. They allow a woman or society to impel them to believe that crap. I never believe that crap, you know. We build a lot. You don't have no money, what is it you trying to buy? Build it. You know, look around, find scrap. We didn't have a basketball rim, so you think we didn't play basketball? Or did we stump the guts out that crate and hang that sucker on the pole, right? So just because I could go buy a basketball rim, why not stump the guts out that crate and nail that mug to the pole and say this how you do it? You know, it goes on, man. We used to flip on mattresses, man, and that's another thing. You don't see a TV in Riot's world. Yeah, he watch TV. He got a tablet, a phone, and that crap, but I try to push outside as much as I can. We catch bugs. We in the garden. When I'm cutting the grass, he got his little lawnmower and whatnot, you know, because again, he doing what Daddy doing, man. It don't take no money or no lot of money to be no good father. You can go get a bag from behind somebody's door, find a couple tennis balls, and walk up to the nearest park. Time, quality time, energy, attention. That's what it takes to be a good parent. See, one more thing, watch this. People say, well, that's, you know, the only bad parent is an absent parent. See, because if you there, I don't care if you're an alcoholic, I don't care if you're a drug addict, if you there, you got the opportunity to fix it, right? If you're not there, right. So a very fond childhood memory I have is when we stayed on Ashland. I was about 5, my sister was just born. And we just had, I remember the house, I'm sure it wasn't as big as my mind that remembers, you know, kids see everything super big in their head, but it was like we had this huge dining room and I would ride my bike and my little electric motorcycle all through that thing, man. So, you know, and then it's winter time, it's cold. I don't want him to lose that run around, so unfortunately I had to turn the dining room into the backyard, right? And he get it in, man. He bop till he drop, man. There be toys everywhere, but I'm a stickler about cleaning up after yourself. Me and mommy, we don't play that. You gotta pick it up, you put it down. After that, ain't nothing in here you could break, you know, so I really don't care, man. You know, people be like, don't they sell the little toy basketball rim? Yeah, and he used to drag that sucker all through the house and tear it down. So I say, you know what, I got something for you. And then take advantage of the opportunity to build, especially with your son's fathers, right? We got some boards and some material, and we put this thing together, man. So it's like, you know, to have, you know, the ability to shoot and play ball, that's one thing. But again, to learn how to take the scrap around you and make something of it, that's a whole nother level of things, right? But soccer, man, who would have thunk it? Maybe you'd be a soccer player. He the type, and I love it. You know, he'll watch a movie, then he want to do what the movie doing. So he watched Pele, and he come in here and try to do a backwards flip, kicking to the goal, right? My mama stayed at emergency, bruh, so I'm probably it's gonna be the same way. I had stitches everywhere but in the ass, man. So I gotta brace myself, and I be freaking out. I see a little blood, I get freaking out, man. But yeah, this is it, man. So again, we thrift store shoppers. We just dropped this boy right out the thrift store. Had no idea if it worked or not. Wasn't nothing but a couple dollars. Come home, put it on the battery, and guess what? Put it rolling. Can't beat it. You don't shop at thrift stores? Well, go buy it for the fool. Schwinn, I told you he's the youngest member of Thoroughbreds, man. I think the light ain't even thought they is on. They was dim as hell. But yeah, man, that's how daddy rolls. So that's my mini-me, man. He gotta roll hard, man. He can't even ride it yet, but he'll get there. It help his muscles, man. He work the muscles out. Lord knows he be trying, you hear me? Then go and scratch your chin on that thing a couple times. It's all good. We do layaway, Sam's Club, the barter system, all that. So that's wealth, man. Again, why would I take away from his acquiring based on my hang-ups? You depriving your children with that type of thinking, man. Uccikhan, To My Unborn Seed, available on Amazon.com. Part 2, Afterbirth, coming soon. Every time I think I'm done with it, he teach me something new, right? So it's evolving, right? Yeah, man, and we gotta bring that fatherhood back, man. It's why we suffering as a people. No strength, no discipline, no vision, no security, you know, and we gotta break that cycle, baby. Hustle, man. We in the building. Shout out to my man Boot to the Dang. Always come through, get that footage, man. Animals. You seen cribs. I keep animals. I'm through. Hand them on to him. Not my turtles, them his turtles. Not my birds, them his birds. Period.